guys, welcome. My name is Cheyenne. I garden in my backyard in Phoenix, Arizona, Zone 9B, and today I'm going to be finishing up planting out my summer garden. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. I was out here, and if you guys remember, in this bed I had tomatillos. I had 2 of them, and they got really badly infested with aphids, and I was going to try to save them, but I just don't think it was worth it. So yesterday I did pull out those tomatillos and I put in cucumbers. So I put the beta alpha cucumber right there, and in this spot I did the Market More cucumber. And it is too late for me in my area to try and restart those from seeds. I could go and buy transplants, but I decided I would just cut my losses, and I won't be having tomatillos unfortunately this summer. But I have decided that I will go ahead and try to replant them either in August or next spring. I'm just going to remove this completely, and I'm just pulling the whole thing out, the roots and everything. I'm only doing that because since I'm not letting these beds rest before I plant new stuff in them. I'm only doing that because I'm not letting these beds rest before I'm planting new stuff in them. So I don't want the roots of old plants to impact any of my new plants that are going in. But if this was to rest for a whole season or whatever, I would have just cut at the base, leave the roots, and let it decompose on its own. But if you're gardening in Arizona, you know that we pretty much garden all year round, and we don't really get a break, so the beds don't get to rest. Oh my goodness, little fly. Oh. So I put these out. This is the round zucchini. I was going to transplant all these plants yesterday, and I was doing a video, but I had to stop because there was some loud music playing. But I had went ahead and put all the containers in the spots I wanted to plant in, and I didn't actually think about the poor roots that are coming out of the cups. So I'm gonna plant this anyways, but I might also direct sow a seed right there just in case. And if this one does fine, I'll go ahead and cut the new sprout, because I want to just make sure that I have it growing. Okay, I went ahead and got some granular fertilizer. And I'm just gonna put a small handful just in there and mix it up. I think that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the cup right here. That way I know what label to put, and also when I direct sow the seeds, what seeds to put right here. Okay, I went ahead and got the seeds, so I'm gonna just go ahead and plant one of the round zucchini seeds right here. And this is the round zucchini. They're just cute little round zucchinis. So I thought that was cute. It says compact plants produce a generous crop all season long. So I think these would do good in containers. It says it's ideal for small gardeners. So if you're growing in containers or something, or you have a small space, this might do good. Should do good for you. This is gonna be my first year growing it. I think I'm debating if I should put 2 or 3. Usually these come up without a problem. I think I'll just go ahead and put 1. Actually 2 because the birds. Okay, we'll do 2. I'm just gonna move some of that mulch so that it doesn't have any trouble coming up. And I'm just gonna stick it in the ground. These are big, so you can stick them a little bit deep. So I'm just gonna do that. And once they come up, I'll thin them to just 1 plant. So I want to do these little pumpkins going up these trellises. And I think I'll just do 1 pumpkin here and 1 pumpkin here because I don't want to put too many because these aren't that big and I've never grown this pumpkin before, but I don't want to put too much, so I think just 2 pumpkins should be enough, or it might be too much for these little trellises. And this squash is looking better than the other one did. I don't think it's been in the cup too long because there's not a lot of roots coming out and there's no flowers. So I think this transplant should be fine. So I'm not going to plant any seeds for this one. I think that's it for this bed. I do need to take the cabbage out, so I'll be needing to figure out what I'm going to put right there. Okay, so yeah, these are already going to seed, so I'm gonna pull them up. You see, this root ball is really big, and if I was to leave that in the ground, the okra that I want to plant here would have a hard time growing around this. So that is why I'm taking the root balls out. Okay, and now we're gonna do okras in this bed. I think these stretched a little bit, these okras. I think they might have got a little bit leggy, so I will go ahead and put okra seeds also. But here is a long pod okra, and I'll go ahead and put it right there. And here's a red okra. I'll put it right there. Here's a long pod Perkin, and then another red okra. So I'll put the red okra right here, and then the other one right here. And I'm kind of just eyeballing the space, kind of like a foot or so apart. This all my beds are 3 feet by 6 feet long. So yeah, these okras aren't looking that great, so I'll go ahead and put some seeds just to be safe and make sure I get okra in this bed. Alright, so I went ahead and got the okra seeds. So this is a long pod Perkins, 2 red okras, and then this was a long pod Perkins too, which is that one. Can you see it? And this says plants produce early and abundantly while growing 5 to 6 inches in length. And this is a red okra. It's called Yuma red okra. I'm gonna keep the cups here. That way I can come back and label everything. I'm gonna plant some of these Clemson spineless also. And I think, you know, maybe this bed, I'll just do an okra bed. So there's 4, and then I think I can do an okra here, an okra here, right here, right here, and then right here, and right here. So that's 6 more. So that's 10 plants. I think that's good. This might just be my okra bed. We love okra, so. And last year I tried to do a lot of okra and it didn't work out. I wanted to be able to pickle the okra, but I think I only had 3 okra plants. So we just used them for fresh eating. But maybe this year I'll get lucky and have 10 okra plants. Okay, so I think I'll do the Clemson spineless. Right here, I'll put 2 seeds, cover them up. And then right here, cover those up. I'll do it right here too. So 3 more of the Clemson spineless. 4, yeah. So 3 Clemson spineless, and then on this side we'll do maybe the red one. So yeah, on this side we'll do 3 of the red Yuma red okra. Oh, actually I only have 2 more of these seeds. So we'll do another red one right here. And I guess those 2 will do. Oh wait, I just found this one. What is this? These are any good. It's called the Eagle Pass okra. We might go ahead and try this. These seeds are from 2022, so I don't know if they're gonna do good, but we'll try it. So I have 6 seeds, so I'll just do 3. 3 in this hole and 3 in the other hole, just because these are older, so I don't know if they're gonna come out. 3 right there, and then 3 here, and whatever comes up, I'll just thin out the weakest plants. Think that should fill out this bed pretty good. 10 okras, that seems good. But I do have this corner right here where there was not any. This little corner here, I was trying to grow a pineapple, it did not work. So maybe I'll put this small bush acorn squash right here in the corner, and we'll see how it does. Maybe this is a little squash too, so I don't think it should take up too much space. So I'll come out and label everything so I don't forget. I think that makes this This is my newest raised garden bed, and I need to plant that out. So in this raised bed, we had already direct sown seeds. In a previous video, I had direct sown seeds for sunflowers along the back, and 3 of them came up, which ended up being perfect because I found this old trellis that I had, and I ended up putting it up against this wall. And I decided that I could try and grow Armenian cucumbers up this trellis. And then I have a Roselle hibiscus that is doing pretty well right here, so that will stay there. And then I had direct sown seeds for Armenian cucumber, and that's an Armenian cucumber. I did 2, one on this end and one on the other end. This one came up, and that one's doing pretty well, but I don't know if I want it there anymore because I think growing it up this trellis might do better, because my plan was to grow the Armenian cucumber and let it sprawl out all over the ground, all over here. But on this end, I'm going to plant, there's 2 choices. I either have a Mayo Sandia watermelon or a Blacktail Mountain watermelon. And the idea is to plant a watermelon right there in the corner, and then it'll have all this room to sort of sprawl out. And then same with this one. I want to plant it right here on the edge. This is the Hell's Best cantaloupe, and just let that grow all along the floor, sprawl out. And then right in the middle, well, right here in the middle, I'm going to plant this crookneck squash. So for sure, right here in the middle, sprawling out onto the floor, I want to have the Hell's Best cantaloupe. And this bed, I already filled it. I made a video of filling this raised bed, and I already put a lot of nutrients throughout this whole raised bed, so I'm not going to put anything in the planting hole, just because I think it has enough nutrients already. And then for sure I want to do this crookneck squash right here. I think I'll go with the Blacktail Mountain. No, this is gonna be like a black watermelon. So we'll go ahead and put that right here. And over here, this is a Sugar Baby Bush watermelon. This one's already, this Armenian cucumber is already doing really well right here. I think I'm going to leave it, and then maybe I could do this bush watermelon up this trellis. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I think I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this Armenian cucumber right here since it's already doing well. I'm going to let it sprawl out and just see how that does. On this back trellis right here, I'll go ahead and put this Sugar Baby Bush watermelon, and then this cantaloupe. It's this cantaloupe. I do not really know how you pronounce it. Oraham Kilibasso. And this is from the Pima Low Desert. It doesn't say how big they are, but they look small in the picture. So hopefully they don't get huge. So I'll go ahead and put these melons up this trellis with the sugar baby bush watermelon. And I think that will be good because I know I don't want to put my beds with too many things just because I know I tend to overplant and things get really big, and I want to make sure I give enough room for everything. And these are all pretty big things. Put a crookneck squash right here and this area. So I'll go ahead and water everything, and then also add some fish fertilizer to all of the new plants that I planted, and then I'll go put the tags for everything. Alright you guys, well I am done. Once this onions come out, I will probably be putting some bush beans, and then once that cabbage right there comes out, I'll probably be putting some more bush beans in that area. Which the cabbage should be coming out pretty soon in the next few days. And then my onions, I think there's 4 of them that are already bolting, so I think the onions are gonna be done pretty soon also. With the onions that are bolting, so when your onions bolt, they're not gonna bulb up any further. So you're just supposed to pull them out and use them because they're not gonna store for a long time either. But I've decided with my onions that are bolting to leave them in the garden bed and try and see if I can save seeds for next year. So we'll see how that works out. But anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Bye.